Hello, everybody. It's me, your boy Cryptid. So, between playing all the different updates for the games, taking care of my kid, and all that, I have noticed an atrocity that Wuthering Waves have the tier list has been completely and utterly butchered, in my opinion. On Pride they usually pretty good at their tier list and pretty neutral on everything, and then not favoring any specific character. But they definitely they definitely messed up on this tier list. It doesn't make any sense with what they're doing. There are some characters like Camellia and Jinshi. It makes sense, having them up at the top. Of course, they do the most damage. But then there's characters like Danjin and Yang Yang. They are down here in the trenches for whatever reason, and we're gonna go over it one by one and really break down why these characters are here and where they should be if they're in the wrong spot. So obviously we have the brand new character Camellia and two very strong DPS, one with amazing consistent with some burst damage in the rotation, and Jinsi that hits for 1,000,000 damage just every time she gets her dragon up. Crazy amounts of damage. Now, of course, I feel like Xiangli deserves to be high up. Now, I don't know why she's a hybrid character. She is very good with quick swaps with Yao, and I don't know why. I don't know where they're getting this hybrid field from. Because if you look down, it looks like supports and everything like that. Like why is Rover? Rover does have supporting capabilities, but I would consider him a hybrid. Um, Definitely not on the same par as Alto. It doesn't make any fail. I feel like they need to redesign this hybrid field because it doesn't make any sense to have um, Yinlin and Zheji in the same tier. I don't know why she got down because one of the strongest team combinations in the game is going to be Yao, Yinlin, and Shorekeeper. If we're taking consideration of their best teams and everything to that effect, Yao needs to go up top. Yao does amazing damage by himself, regardless of his teammates. I can only believe he's in T0 with those two Titans. Now, I do believe Gion, he's good. Don't get me wrong, he's good. But he just doesn't have the same kind of impact that these other three characters. If we consider their best builds, best teams, their best outputs, he still just falls behind. Now, Sanhua, I definitely I could see where they're getting hybrid from with her. Because yes, she can do some good damage, but people mainly use her as a buffer for basic attacks like Camellia. I get it. I understand. I get it. I just don't feel like she's a T0. Definitely. Um, if we're going for hybrids as a supportive and everything, a supportive slash damage dealer, as assuming that's what the hybrid is, considering it's in the middle. I would definitely put Yinlin up top. I'd leave Zheji right here because she's not as universal. She's really only a support for Jinsi, just to build the coordinated attacks. I think Baiji and Yuhu are fine right here. Maybe Yuhu down a little bit lower. No, I think they're good together. I think they're good there. I would definitely put her in Xiangli 0.5, of course. Move Yinlin up here to T0. I would definitely put Verena down to 0.5 because Verena is just not even comparable to Shorekeeper. Not even close. Yes, Verena was the best of the best when we didn't have anything else to compare her to. But now we have the Shorekeeper, the one that gives damage, crit rate, crit damage. good healing. She gives everything you could possibly want in a damage dealer. And Verena, she really gives some good burst healing with coordinated attacks. That's about it. Which is still good. That's why she's going to 0.5. She's only moving down just a little bit. Uh, what else do we got? I feel like definitely more Teffy should move down to. I think T1 is good for more Teffy because he's really only good because Jian is here. Without Jian, he would be shot down to T3 because no one really cares about heavy attacks. He's only here for Jian. And unfortunately, Jian isn't that strong compared to the three other ones. And since he's only viable towards Jian, I would definitely put him down to T1, maybe T1.5, depending. I would probably move Encore. Encore, she has some great damage. Very consistent, very bursty. I think Encore should go up to 0.5 with Jian, because even though Jian's a limited character, Encore definitely keeps up with it. I know they have this really crappy expert tag. I feel like it means nothing. Uh, I feel like you should make the tier list depending on which, if you guys don't know, the expert tag is essentially they have them at a tier, but if you play them to their best of the best abilities, they technically go up a tier. I feel like that's such a cop out. They just need to just put them where they should be if you're playing them to the best. Like it, you could have these two characters, build them like crap, and play them like crap, and they'll go down to T3. I feel like that's such a cop out. Just put them at how best they can be, and just leave it like that. The expert tag is so useless, so stupid. While we have it, so I feel like her and Jian are pretty much the same tier, same damage. Now, I would definitely move Danjin. I wouldn't put him in the same tier as them, but she's right behind them, so I'd move her up to 0.1 or to T1 with Havoc Rover. Those two are phenomenal with damage. They're still very much usable. Havoc Rover and Danjin put out amazing damage, with Danjin also being quick swappable with each other. Those two are a very good pair, and I would definitely move those up. Calcharo, I'd leave there, take off the expert tag. He's just not good like that. Chia, I would move up to 1.5, as well as Alto move up to 1.5, because those two characters, people solo the level 90 bosses with them all the time in TOA. So I feel like they're just not getting the credit they deserve. Yeah, they're not the best of the best characters, but they are very good characters. And I feel like we'll see more play in the future when they get some more time to shine. Spectro Rover, I feel like is pretty slept on. I'd move them up to 1.5. I can see why they're in hybrid. I feel like this whole hybrid tree is just trash. I feel like they need to trash this. I feel like they're trying to feel like they're special and everything because they didn't want to put people in support. But they need to rebuild this whole hybrid tree. It makes no sense. Yan Wu, he's only there to put down the pillar for Jinshi. He, unfortunately, I feel the same about Yan Wu as I do Mortefi, because they only have one character they're supporting, and besides that, they're kind of useless. They really, no one else wants Mortefi besides Jian, and no one else wants Yan Wu besides Jinshi. It's unfortunate, but it's just how it is. Baiji is a good enough healer. I haven't played Yoo-Hoo, have no desire to play Yoo-Hoo. I heard people like Yoo-Hoo. But I think they're fine in T1. There aren't that many healers to begin with. It's just the 4 that I believe. Yeah, it's just the 4. But I feel like I would move her up to 1.5, but she does have a very clunky kit. I definitely wouldn't put Yang Yang in the supportive role. If anything, she would be in the hybrid role with Yinlin. Put her up in about T1 because she does amazing damage, especially you have all of her what are they called? The eidolons, the copies. As long as you have all her copies, she does amazing damage. Because if you look at them, it's like 95% damage boost, 85% damage boost to this, that, and the other. Plus, she has the outro generating energy and becoming a battery for the team, as well as doing all this damage. And she groups. I feel like she would be a fantastic role to have her in a T1 hybrid if we were to leave hybrid up. Because she's the definition of hybrid. She supports the team by being a battery, and she does a good amount of damage and grouping. Very good things that every team would want. So if you haven't built a Yang Yang, I would strongly recommend it. It's going to be on my next character to build. Right now I'm building up Alto because he is just fun to play and does a good amount of damage. But Yang Yang, I just at least T1 in the hybrid. I don't know why she's in the supportive role. If I do believe they have her on the stupid use a 3-star weapon, heal the team, and do all that, which is the most ridiculous build. That's another thing with all this. This placements, they're using old builds, guides, and everything like that. That really skews everything because they're like using day one builds for characters that have updated and perfected rotations that they're not using. And I agree with Tauki being in T3 because no one really uses her. They would rather use anyone else besides her. She's also a clunky character with Jian Shen. It's unfortunate. It's just how it is. Um, and yeah, I'd move Arena down to 0.5. But this whole tier list is just ridiculous. Uh, they're sleeping on Shixia, Alto, very good damage dealers. These two can stay right there. No one uses them anymore anyway, especially since we got Yao for free. And I feel like these two are pretty on par with each other. Need to be in 0.5 and move him up to T0. I'd move her down to T1 with Yang Yang. But yeah, I feel like it's unfortunate what they're doing, and it doesn't make any sense whatsoever of where they're putting these characters. Like some of them make sense, and then the other one, 90% of the cast, it just doesn't make sense where they're throwing them. They're just throwing them there for shits and giggles, and it doesn't make any sense. And they're doing things like adding an expert tag to where, oh, if you play them normally, they're in T1, but if you're just a god at the game and you can do it the simple cancel combo for her, I guess she's a 0.5. Like, what are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Just put her in 0.5 with Jihan and realize that Yao is amazing. He not only like when you have his ult up, he dashes and like teleports to enemies, but he slows time, does great AoE, and just has such a smooth rotation that it's he's one of the easiest characters to play with the highest output. You don't have to worry about stacking this, that, or the other. If you play him with the Yin Lin and Shorekeeper, alt, get the Concerto, switch to Yin Lin, get the Concerto, switch to him, and burst. And just do the rotation over and over and over again. It's super easy, super simple, with maximum output. Maximum. It's ridiculous that they have it set up like this. That they don't think he can stand up to him. He's obviously better than Gian. Gian is still good 0.5, but so is Encore. They just need to get their head out of the dirt and figure out what the hell they're doing with it and redo this whole tier list and actually put some effort into it. Because as it stands, this is the only real official Wuthering Waves tier list, and it's absolute dog shit. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening to me to rant. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.